Any female with a beauty score over 40 gets assigned. 5 handsome beastmen. The girl, Chi Meng, has a perfect score of 100. To avoid high-class marriage, she goes into the forest every night to dig up 5 pounds of black mud to make herself look ugly. In this beastman continent, only ugly females are safe from being taken home by overly eager males to bear cubs. But tonight, the tribal leaders suddenly announced that all single warriors would be assigned to single females. Native females of the tribe have the freedom to choose. But as a wanderer, Chi Meng has no such right. This is why she's been intentionally making herself ugly. If she hadn't, she would have already given birth to a litter of cubs. The thought of tonight's meeting gives Chi Meng a headache. Suddenly, a figure comes to mind. A handsome, silver-haired young man. Yinling is the strongest warrior in the tribe and an infamous hunter, but he's also an outcast because he's disabled. He can't transform into his beast form, and his human form retains some beastman features. Everyone says he's infertile and can't perform in bed. Chi Meng laughs with delight. He's the perfect candidate for a beast husband, she thinks. If she reveals her true face at the meeting tonight and chooses the Yinling, who everyone dislikes, she'll be safe from forced marriage. With a plan in mind, Chi Meng goes into her hut to get ready. She uses a wet cloth to wash off the black mud on her face, revealing her fair skin. She then puts on a hat woven from vines to cover her face slightly, so no one can see it easily. Just then, she hears footsteps outside. It's Yu Ye, dressed provocatively. It's not sunny at night, so it's not blinding. You look even uglier with that hat on, Yu Ye says, reaching for her hat. Take it off. Yu Ye is trying to be kind. With her ugly and lazy demeanor, Chi Meng might get chosen by an old, weak male tonight. No thanks, it's windy tonight and my eyes hurt, Chi Meng says, finding an excuse to avoid her hand. She doesn't want anyone to see her face until she meets Yinling. The evening ceremony is held at the tribal plaza. As an outsider, Chi Meng isn't allowed to stand there, but tonight she and a dozen other females are standing on a platform. A crowd of beastmen surrounds them, their eyes scanning over the women like they're choosing goods. The feeling is awful. I'm sure many males will want to choose me later, Yinye says confidently, pushing out her chest. Help me choose the strongest warrior, Chi Meng. Yue Ye's yellow teeth sparkle as she thinks of finally being able to live a good life. Chi Meng just hums in response. She's worried that the hunting team hasn't returned yet. Yinling can't be hurt, she thinks. Where else am I going to find black mud? Even if she has to stay ugly, she doesn't want to get in trouble tonight. They're back! The beast! God bless us! The hunting team caught a saber-toothed beast! A young beastman yells, running from the tribe's gate. The beasts roar with excitement, dancing around the bonfire. What is a saber-toothed beast? Chi Meng wonders until she sees a tall, slender young man dragging an enormous creature behind him. As he gets closer, Chi Meng sees his face as cold as ice and the creature he's dragging, a therizinosaurus. A dinosaur exists in this world, she thinks. Yinling's cold eyes scan the crowd and land on the tribal leader, Wu Zhu. His white, furry beast ears, hidden under his silver hair, stand up straight. I hunted this saber-toothed beast alone. By tribal rules, it can't be shared. I'm leaving. His words cause an uproar. Yinling, what do you mean? Saber-tooth meat is the most delicious. I haven't had any for years. You can't keep it all to yourself. Da Hong, the tribal leader's daughter, yells angrily. It's not fair that I don't get any. Exactly, Yinling, you don't even have a female. Lu Ta, another tribal leader's daughter, chimes in. What does a disabled beastman need so much food for? To let it rot? You can't have cubs or even a female. What's the point of hoarding food? All the other native females join in. Yinling is too selfish, they say, their eyes full of greed for the saber-tooth meat. All the insults enter Yinling's ears. The blue irises in his eyes turn vertical, a sign of a beastman's rage. Yinling, the tribe has raised you. To repay them, you should share some of the saber-tooth beast, a tribal elder says, trying to persuade him. But his words imply that Yinling owes them. Chi Meng knows that a fourth of the food the hunting team catches goes to the tribal leaders, and the rest is distributed based on merit. Yinling's combat power is high, but he still gets the same amount as everyone else. This is unfair. I don't need the other beasts, Yinling says, his voice even colder. Quote, I just want the saber-tooth. He is making a big concession. Wu Zhu looks at the dozen other beasts and hesitates. Da Hong yells, Dad, This disabled beastman can't eat all of this alone. He doesn't even have a female. The delicious saber-tooth meat should be shared with all the females in the tribe. Other females agree and start complaining. Yinling can't even transform into a beast. He might die on the next hunt. What's wrong with him sharing some food? Exactly. He just got lucky. I'm pregnant with a cub, and eating this meat will make my cub strong. He can share other food with us, right? Even if he's a good hunter, he's still looked down upon. This selfish, disabled beastman will never have a female. All the insults make Yinling's furry ears droop slightly. Is he sad from being ostracized? Chimeng thinks. He doesn't seem disabled to me. He's handsome and powerful. I'd love to have him as my mate. Her original plan was to find a chance to speak with him alone, offer him a gift, and ask him to pretend to be her husband. But in this situation, he must be in a terrible mood. What if he pushes her away? Just then, the young man scoffs. A faint, mocking smile appears on his lips. If you all want to take this saber-toothed beast and make the hunting team's rules unfair, then I will leave the hunting team. No! Wuzu and the elder exclaim at the same time. If Yinling leaves, it would be a huge loss to the tribe. Yinling, the hunting team is fair. We just think you can't finish the whole saber-toothed beast. I'll give you 50 gold pieces to sell it to the tribe. Is that okay? Yinling looks at the tribal leader. His cold blue eyes glow. So what if I don't have a female? I hunted this saber-toothed beast alone. I won't accept any other arrangement. If you think the hunting team should be fair, then I'll be leaving with my prey. The crowd is in an uproar. The females mock Yinling again for not knowing his place. The males think he's challenging the leader's authority. Several male guards transform into their beast forms, growling at him, ready to attack if he moves. Warrior Yinling, can I be your female? A clear voice says, cutting through the noise. Chimeng, with her hat on, runs from the crowd. Before, she had been deliberately trying to make her voice sound rough. But if she didn't act now, it would be too late. I like you, Yinling, she says softly, gathering all her courage. Yinling's cold expression doesn't change, but his furry ears twitch. Chimeng, are you crazy? To get saber-tooth meat, you'll choose Yinling as your male? Dahong says, her eyes full of mockery. If Yinling has a female, it's normal for him to hoard food to support her. We won't get any saber-tooth meat, Dahong thinks. I'm not doing this for the meat. I genuinely like Yinling. He's handsome. Chimeng scolds Dahong in her heart. What if he misunderstands and rejects me? Yue Ye, who followed her, looks at her in shock. He, like everyone else, despises Yinling. Chimeng, he can't even have cubs. He's a disabled beast man who won't live long. Come back. Let's choose a healthy male. Why would a male look at a dirty, smelly female like her? They're a perfect match, Dahong says, as if she's eating fire. You can't have saber-tooth meat now, other beastmen and females chime in. That's right, Chimeng is the dirtiest and ugliest female in the tribe. They're perfect for each other. The topic of the gathering shifts from the saber-tooth to how dirty Chimeng is. They even compare her to a wild boar that loves to roll in dung. Chimeng used to not care about her reputation, but she can't let him be insulted. She takes off her hat and pulls a red apple from her pocket. I'm not ugly or smelly. This is a gift for you. Will you accept me? The plaza falls silent for a moment, then erupts with gasps. By the beast god, is she the sea dragon maiden? She's so beautiful. I can't believe my eyes. How can there be such a beautiful female in this world? Dahong is completely stunned. You can't be Chimeng! In the moonlight. Her black hair shines. In this entire forest, no one has such a dark hair color. Her features are exquisite, her skin is flawless. She's a perfect pearl, an irresistible magnet for any man. But the compliments don't make Chimeng happy. The handsome man in front of her frowns. Chimeng's heart trembles in fear. Yinling doesn't know how to reject her. He doesn't want a female. I don't need a female, he thinks. He takes the apple from her and pulls out a stone knife, cutting off a piece of the saber-toothed beast's hind leg. As a trade, take it. No, I don't want to trade, she says. She feels that his coldness has lessened, but the distance between them remains. He's rejecting her. All the single males are in awe of Chimeng's beauty and feel their chance has come. But Chimeng is speechless. He actually thinks I'm here for the meat, she thinks. This is not what I planned. She doesn't want to be locked in a hut with any of those oversexed males. She doesn't care about the eyes on her. She runs up and hugs him, her voice pleading. I don't want the meat. I just want you to be my mate, okay? Everyone is stunned. Such a beautiful female is hugging a despised, disabled beast man. It's unbelievable. Yinling, if you don't want her, choose me. A leopard transforms into his human form, showing off his muscles. Many other single beastmen join in, and the scene becomes chaotic. Chimeng has no time to look at them. She snuggles into his chest like a small cat, praying he doesn't push her away. The next second, she's lifted into his arms. Yinling calmly picks up the saber tooth and the meat with his other hand. His sharp eyes scan the crowd. His cold voice echoes across the plaza. From now on, Chimeng is my female companion. His one sentence declares his ownership of Chimeng. As an outsider, Chimeng has no right to choose, but with a mutual agreement, no one can stop them. This is tribal law. Even the tribal leader can't break up a couple. So all the beastmen can do is watch them leave, their eyes full of resentment. Chimeng's mind is in chaos as she sits in Yinling's arms. She's happy to have a real beast husband, but she's also scared. He's so strong, is he really infertile? Am I safe tonight, she thinks, but she's prepared for the worst. Even if she has to, he's better than those old, sick males. With mixed emotions, they arrive at Yinling's hut. He puts her down at the door and begins to butcher the saber-tooth. Chimeng stands there, not daring to speak. The silence lasts for 10 minutes. Yinling breaks the silence. You're scared of the other males, but I can't protect you. You want to escape the tribe, but you're too weak, you'll die. Chimeng is stunned. He guessed correctly. He seems to be smarter than the other beastmen. Yinling doesn't believe that Chimeng really likes him, but she doesn't seem to have any ill intentions. No female would embrace a disabled beastman without a reason, he thinks. He doesn't want a troublesome female. A weak female is a burden. Chimeng looks down. Of course I want to escape, she thinks. But a weak female like me will just be taken by other males or torn to pieces by wild animals. Can you protect me? I can help you with chores. My life is short. I'll die, he says. I'm a disabled beastman, he said. I haven't lived past 20 winters, but I have already survived 19. Yinling's tone was calm. But Chimeng saw a hint of desolation in his eyes. He didn't understand the severity of his disability, but she was safe for now. Yinling seemed to be a good person and wasn't going to force her into anything. Can I walk around here? She asked. Perhaps it was the genuine smile on the girl's face that made Yinling nod. He then picked up a large wooden basin, ready to go to the river to wash the meat. Chimeng looked at Yinling's house, which was made of mud. The walls were a pale green, likely painted with a plant that repelled insects. The roof, however, was not well structured. Beastmen didn't understand architecture, so they just used vines to fix logs and covered them with mud and grass. A strong wind could blow the roof off, and it often leaked. Chimeng thought to herself that if she were to live here for a long time, she would have to fix the house. Behind the house was a large, flat plot of land with nothing planted on it, but Yinling had cleared all the weeds. She secretly watched Yinling as he washed the meat by the river. She then took out a blueprint and placed it on the ground. Do you want to randomly generate a 4 by 40 meter plot of land? Chimeng clicked confirm. Random generation of black soil successful. Congratulations, you have obtained black soil. Plant growth speed is increased by 50%. You can now plant wheat, soybeans, and corn. Chimeng planted them all. The system said that she only needed to water them regularly, and they would be ready to harvest in 28 days. Winter was more than a month away, so with this food, they would surely survive. After butchering the saber-tooth, Yinling built a fire. Looking at the small female sleeping in the house, he felt like he wasn't alone anymore. As a disabled beast man, he needed to eat more to survive. Last winter, he found that saber-tooth meat contained a special energy that made him faster and stronger during hunts. He even felt that if he continued to eat it, he could live past 20 winters. There was a moment today when he almost gave up, when the tribal leader was about to violate fairness, and everyone hated him. But this little female appeared. He watched her sleep, her lips slightly parted, as if she was having a wonderful dream. The next morning, the tribe was full of noise. The hunting team had returned with a big haul. Chimeng just woke up and saw a piece of cooked meat wrapped in a leaf on the floor. It was left by Yinling. She thought about how he was injured the day before and decided to buy him some iron-rich food from the market. As she ate, she saw Yinling chopping wood in the forest behind the house. She sat at the door and nibbled on the meat. When she saw him carrying a log toward the house, she smiled and waved. Good morning, Yinling. Thank you for the food. The furry beast ears on his silver hair twitched. She ate his food and smiled to thank him. The people in the tribe would never thank him. Other weak beast men would look at him with fear. Can we go to the market later? Chimeng asked, tilting her head. Yinling's body froze. A cold aura surrounded him. Qimeng's heart sank. She had made him angry. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. It just came out. Please don't be mad." Yinling looked at her beautiful, terrified eyes and frowned slightly. "Okay, if there's something you want to buy, I'll take you." Qimeng was sincere. She didn't want to buy anything for herself. She just wanted to buy him some vegetables to make soup to replenish his blood. Even though he didn't want to go to the market, she wanted to go back to her old home to get her bag while it was still early and less crowded. "I'm going to go get my things from the communal house," she said, squatting next to Yinling. A warm face, smelling faintly of feathers, suddenly brushed against her forehead. Yinling had turned his head and his face was so close to hers. Qimeng's face turned red. "Is our relationship moving too fast?" she thought. "We haven't even held hands yet, and he's already trying to kiss me?" She was a bit overwhelmed, but she couldn't deny his good looks. His furry ears glowed pink in the light. "He's so cute," she thought. In this moment, Qimeng's mind was a mess, but Yinling only rubbed his chin against her neck and cheek before backing away. "You need some of my scent. I'll wait for you here, and then take you to the market." Yinling returned to his aloof state and focused on the wood. "Thank you, Yinling. I'm going now," she said happily. As she walked away, she felt safe. "If you're in danger, call my name," he said. His voice was quiet, but it gave her a profound sense of security. She was so happy to have a powerful male. "Are you Qimeng?" a gruff voice called out, interrupting her pace. It was Lan He from the hunting team, with 2 other strong men behind him. "This has nothing to do with you," Qimeng said, frowning. "I'm already his female companion." Lan He's eyes lingered on Qimeng's face. He wanted her. He could smell Yinling's scent on her. "Qimeng, if you become my female, you won't have to wear these coarse clothes. You can wear jewelry like Dahong." "I don't need any of that," Qimeng said, picking up her pace. Lan, he sneered at her retreating figure. "Brothers, let's kill that disabled beast. He doesn't deserve such a beautiful female. We'll invite him to hunt tomorrow and find a chance to kill him," Guang, the leader's son, said. "No one will know we did it." Wanxing, who hadn't spoken, said, "After we take care of him, we'll fight, and whoever wins gets Qimeng and the right to have cubs with her." The other 2 nodded in agreement. Qimeng hadn't gone far. She was hiding in the bushes and listening to them. She had a feeling they were up to no good. She needed to find a way to warn Yinling. "It's all my fault," she thought. "I brought him trouble." At the communal house, the females stared at her with strange looks. Qimeng didn't care. Some females had brought their mates to pick up their belongings. Yue's husband's eyes were also on Qimeng. Yue, on the other hand, was furious. She threw the clothes that Qimeng had lent her at her. "Here, take it back. You're crazy. You didn't even tell me you were sick. You're so evil." Qimeng stepped over the clothes and looked at the dirty Yue. "Look at you. You're exposing yourself in front of so many males. Think about who's really crazy here." Yue's face turned red, and she quickly covered herself, looking at her husband, Qingyu. His eyes were cold. No one wanted their possession to be coveted by others. Suddenly, Dahong's voice boomed. "Catch her! Beat her up!" Dahong had heard from other females that Qimeng was at the communal house. She stormed over with a group of large females. Qimeng couldn't understand what Dahong had against her. Was it because she had chosen Yinling and Dahong didn't get to eat the dinosaur meat? Dahong lunged at her, but Qimeng dodged, and Dahong tripped and fell face first. "Stop! You ruined my expensive dress! I won't let you get away with this!" Dahong yelled. But Qimeng was long gone. The fact that Qimeng had revealed her face the night before had angered many females, especially after Guang and Wanxing had declared that they would only accept Qimeng as a mate. Qimeng didn't stop running until she saw Yinling waiting for her on the path. "Yinling, why are you here? Were you waiting for me?" she asked with a bright smile. Yinling's cold eyes narrowed. He had heard the commotion at the communal house, but he was surprised she hadn't called his name. "I think I've brought you a lot of trouble," Qimeng said, feeling guilty. She nervously clutched her bag. It was only her first day as his mate, and she had already caused problems. What if he doesn't want me anymore? What's wrong? Yinling's voice, usually cold, was surprisingly gentle. Dahong saw me and tried to beat me up. I ran away, but she tripped and fell and her dress got torn. Yinling looked her over from head to toe. "Are you hurt?" "I remember you can't even move a wooden basin. You're easy to bully." "No, I'm not hurt. It's okay. We can sell the dinosaur's teeth at the market later. We'll get a lot of gold to pay her back," Yinling said, turning to walk toward the house. Qimeng was speechless. This is what a husband is supposed to be like, she thought. He doesn't think it's my fault at all. When they got back, Yinling wrapped a lot of things in a large beast hide, as if he was going to sell them all. He then took a small bag of seeds from his pocket and handed them to her. Qi Meng was confused. "Are these for my garden?" "You can eat these if you get hungry on the way," Yinling said. He knew that many females like to eat dry seeds. Maybe she'll like them too, he thought. Qi Meng was so touched. I haven't done anything for him. Why is he so kind to me, she thought. Yinling, these seeds are very valuable. I'll put them in my bag and we can sell them for gold. I've never had a female before, so I didn't store these kinds of things, Yinling said, his voice clear and calm. But from now on, I'll collect them all for you. Qi Meng wasn't dumb. He was telling her to eat them because they wouldn't be lacking snacks from now on. She had to eat them. As they walked out of the tribe's gate, Qi Meng was eating the seeds. She became the center of attention. A small bag of seeds could buy a whole deer. Dried fruits were a luxury only for high-ranking females. De Hong wouldn't even dare to eat them. As she ate, Qi Meng thought about how she could tell Yinling about the three beastmen's plan. It was hard to bring up, and she was afraid he would leave her. The noon sun was scorching. It would take about an hour to get to the seaside market. Her feet were numb in the vine shoes. Yinling noticed she was walking slowly and led her to a shady tree to rest. Yinling, there's no sun here. Why don't you take off your hat? It'll be cooler, she said. He stood by the tree, his back straight. She didn't hate his ears like other females did. He didn't respond, which made Qi Meng feel a little awkward. After a moment, she mustered her courage. Did 3 beastmen come to see you this morning? They invited you to hunt tomorrow. Don't go, they want to harm you. Yinling remembered Lan. He's insults. He just hummed in response. Is that all? Qi Meng thought. She continued to apologize. It's all my fault, Yinling. I've brought you so much trouble, but I really need your protection. I'll do everything I can to repay you. Yinling turned and hummed again, not letting her say anything more. He didn't understand why Qi Meng was afraid of the males, but she was his now. Unless she abandoned him, he would never give her to anyone. He didn't see this as her fault. It was his duty as a male. Just then, a trading team from a western tribe caught his attention. There was a husky puppy in the team. It was small and adorable. Yinling saw the love in her eyes. It was a pity he couldn't transform into a beast. As for cubs, a beastman who was about to die didn't deserve to fantasize about them. His ears drooped in sadness. The market was crowded with beastmen. Qi Meng's beauty was attracting a lot of attention. They whispered to each other, but they didn't dare to approach her. She had a strong aura from the tribe, and the male next to her was from a powerful tribe. The tribe was one of the strongest in the forest, and tribal hierarchy was absolute. Qi Meng was walking carefully, afraid of bumping into anyone. Yinling, who was walking in front of her, suddenly stopped. He turned and said in a cold voice, I'll carry you. Without waiting for her to respond, he squatted down and lifted her up with his strong arms. Okay, thank you, Yinling. There was no difference between this and being carried by an adult. But what if she acted like a 3-year-old in front of him? Yinling had expected her to refuse, but this beautiful, adorable female really did sit on his arm with a big smile on her face. Her alluring scent filled the air, making his throat bob. He suddenly understood why Qi Meng was doing this. He couldn't stand the way some of the males around them were brazenly staring at her. Regardless of her reasons, Qi Meng was his female now, and he wouldn't allow others to secretly covet her. After a few steps, Yinling's hat fell off when Qi Meng accidentally brushed it with her hand. Your hair is so soft. The culprit was oblivious to her actions, lost in the feeling of his smooth, silky silver hair. Look everyone, he's the disabled beastman of the tribe Yinling. Oh my god, such a beautiful female as his mate. The loud voice was heard by everyone, and all eyes turned to Yinling. I think she was forced. A jackal from a top tribe whispered to his companion. A beautiful female like her wouldn't choose a disabled beastman. Several beastmen agreed. A disabled beastman who can't reproduce doesn't deserve a beautiful female. These condescending remarks made Qi Meng's blood boil. She glared at the 3 jackals. What are you looking at? What right do you have to talk about others? Look at yourselves. How dare you be so mean? You say he's disabled, but you're not even a match for him. The stunning girl's fierce words stunned the 3 jackals. Yinling was also surprised. He didn't expect her to defend him so angrily. He gave the 3 jackals a murderous look. With his strength, he could kill them with ease. Beastmen were extremely sensitive to danger. The 3 jackals, who had just been acting evil, quickly backed away. Yinling, don't mind what they say. Let's just live our own lives, she said, leaning against him. I know, Yinling said, turning his head to look at her encouraging eyes. He had been living his life this way for years, fighting to ignore the prejudice and malice of others. But she said, we, not I. He suddenly wanted to live longer, much longer. Looking into his eyes, Chimeng's heart raced. Please put me down. I want to buy some vegetables for soup. The two had arrived at the seaside market. When Chimeng was put down, she began to shop. She bought seaweed, carrots, and pumpkin, as well as garlic, scallions, and ginger. Beastmen didn't see these as seasonings, but as strong-tasting, non-poisonous food Chimeng was about to pay. But Yinling was too fast. He paid 10 gold for everything. Chimeng felt a little awkward and followed him to sell his things. Yinling sold many items and earned more than 80 gold. He then bought 20 gold worth of yellow sea salt. It was unpurified and tasted a bit bitter, but the purification process was easy. Next, Yinling took her to an expensive stall with beautiful conch shell beads and colorful coral decorations. He looked over the stall and picked up a soft white dress. How much is this? 75 gold, the owner, a husky beastman, said. Yinling took out all his gold and bought the dress without hesitation. Chimeng was speechless. Is this for Dahong? She thought. It was too late to stop him. The transaction was over in the blink of an eye. Yinling led the depressed Chimeng to a secluded patch of grass. Go on, change. Wait, isn't this for Dahong? She asked. Yinling didn't understand why she would think that. He had noticed that the skin on the edges of her clothes was red, as if from insect bites. Her skin was delicate and needed soft fabric. Chimeng realized she had misunderstood him and stared at him. Chimeng, you are my mate. I will protect you, he said. He reached out and gently stroked her head. Chimeng's heart fluttered. Thank you. Can you turn around so I can change? She asked. I'll be right back. I'm ready. Thank you, Yinling. This is very comfortable. Let's go home now. Yinling saw her feet were chafed. He easily picked her up and put her on his shoulders. On the way back, Chimeng asked him to let her down to rest, but he ignored her. The sun was setting lazily. Chimeng wrapped her arms around his neck and fell asleep. When they entered the mountains, they saw a group of beastmen waiting at the entrance. Yinling, put that foolish female down and return her to the tribe. Dahong yelled from a distance. She couldn't wait to beat Chimeng up. Yinling carried the sleepy Chimeng toward the gate. His only answer was a fierce, cold glare. But Dahong wasn't afraid. She blocked the gate with her arm. You can't pass until you put her down. Before she could finish, Dahong was sent flying. The beastman's eyes widened. Is Yinling rebelling? He dared to kick the leader's daughter. Oh my god, Chimeng has infected him with her madness. Yinling is crazy. Call the guards. The noise woke Chimeng up. She understood what was happening. Dahong was on the ground, clutching her stomach in pain. Yinling ignored the noise and continued walking. But before he could take a few more steps, Wuzhu, the elder, and a group of leopards came over. Yinling, you hit a female. If you don't kneel and apologize to her, you'll be punished by the tribe. I was just protecting my female. I did nothing wrong, Yinling said calmly. If Dahong can harm my female, then I should be allowed to attack Dahong. Of course, I'm willing to accept a challenge from her mate. Chimeng was in awe of his dominance, his domineering and powerful aura. But she was also afraid it would lead to a fight. Many outsider females were shocked. They thought, why can't our males protect us like that? Wuzhu's face was stiff. He knew that in any tribe, females were to be protected. Do you want to challenge me? Yinling asked the leopards, his eyes narrowing. All the male warriors knew Yinling's strength. No one in the tribe was a match for him in a one-on-one fight. The leopards hesitated and took a step back. Seeing that everyone was afraid, Dahong, who was still on the ground, was furious. Woohoo, what are you waiting for? And you, Lei Ting, go, fight him together. Aren't you my mates? Woohoo and Lei Ting looked at each other and took a fighting stance. They were gonna fight him 2-on-1. Yinling put Chimeng down. Stay away, be careful. Chimeng looked down, feeling guilty. She had only found him to survive, but she had brought him endless trouble. Woohoo and Lei Ting pounced on him. In a flash, Woohoo was on the ground, clutching his stomach. His bones shattered. Lei Ting was on the ground, with Yinling's knee on his neck, gasping for air. With just a little more force, Yinling could kill him. Everyone knew that Yinling could take down a saber-tooth all by himself. Their strength was nothing compared to his. Wu Ju understood this. That's why he didn't attack. But his daughter was so foolish. Yinling, let him go! The tribal leader, Yu, roared. Yinling loosened his grip on Lei Ting and turned to Qimeng. Qimeng, ignoring her fear, reached for his hand, which was stained with red. But Yinling pulled away, shook his hand, and turned to the leader. Unless a stronger male can defeat me, no one is allowed to bully my mate, he said, blocking the leader's mouth. Yinling attacking a female was against the tribal rules, but protecting his female was a beastman's code that was above tribal law. Dahong got up from the ground. Even if I was bullying her, she still ruined my expensive dress. She must pay for it and kneel to apologize. Yinling frowned. Dahong was changing the subject and wouldn't let go of the dress. Qimeng saw the red stain on her own dress. Your mate's blood has stained my dress too. You should pay me first and then have him apologize to me. My dress is much more expensive than yours. Many people hadn't noticed until now. All eyes were on Qimeng. She was wearing a dress from the seaside, which cost almost 100 gold. They couldn't believe that the disabled beast man was so wealthy, even richer than Wu Ju's family. Dahong was furious. You're a lowly female, she roared. I'm the future noble leader. If I tell you to pay, you will pay. If I tell you to kneel, you will kneel. You must submit to me, or I'll exile you from the tribe. Yinling's cold eyes looked at Yu. He was reminding him of something important. Yinling was a valuable asset to the tribe because of his hunting skills, especially with the upcoming great migration of flying fish. The tribes would fight for the best fishing spots, and Yinling was the strongest fighter in their tribe. If he wasn't so valuable, he would have been exiled long ago. Qimeng saw the shock on the leader's face and knew that Yinling wasn't afraid. She added fuel to the fire. The leader hasn't said anything yet, so what makes you think you're in charge? You're not even the leader yet, and you don't have the right to exile a member of the tribe. She paused. Or do you think you have such a right? She asked Dahong. Yes, that's right. Even the leader must respect me and my father, or he'll die. Dahong blurted out, if you don't kneel and pay me, you'll be exiled. The beastmen looked at her strangely. The elder's family had been enjoying all the resources of the tribe, because they could heal the beastmen, but Wu Ju was just an elder. Gu, the black leopard, was the true leader. Dahong didn't realize what she had said until a loud slap echoed through the air. My father is the leader. You've gone too far, Lu Ta said. Glaring at Dahong, Yinling had been watching Qimeng the whole time. He thought she was not only beautiful, but also very smart, unlike any beastman he had ever met. He wondered why a female like her would be afraid of other males but not him. Dahong, you maliciously harmed a female, Gu said, suppressing his anger. Guards, arrest her. Lock her up in the dungeon and don't give her any food for 3 days. He ignored Wu Ju's horrified look and left. The farce ended with Dahong's defeat. Many females who had been bullied by Dahong looked at Qimeng with admiration. Qimeng had become the goddess in many males' hearts. Men liked special women. When they got home, Yinling picked up his axe and went outside to chop wood, as if to finish what he had started in the morning. He was silent as usual, and Qimeng felt it was difficult to talk to him. After about 10 minutes, Qimeng broke the silence. Yinling, I want to make vegetable and meat soup. Where's the meat? What are you doing? Aren't you tired after a long day? Why don't we cook together? She asked, her voice bold. The bed still needs some vines to be fixed, Yinling said, putting down his axe and looking at her face. Qimeng realized he was building a bed for her. She was touched by his silent kindness. If you don't mind, I can just share your bed. It's not a rush. You don't have to stay up all night to build it. I don't mind sleeping on the ground. Yinling's eyes showed a hint of nervousness. Are you trying to mate with me? A blush crept up Qimeng's face. Her eyes looked at him nervously. That's not what I meant. I just meant, we'll just sleep, right? I think you should rest. I can sleep on the ground. Qimeng's blushing face was mesmerizing. Yinling, with his nearsighted eyes, reached out to touch her hot cheek. The softness of her skin made him lose his mind for a moment. Qimeng's heart fluttered. His thin lips looked so sexy. She was captivated by his wild, gentle look. I can't move. Is he gonna kiss me? She wondered. Should I fight back or not? Qimeng unconsciously swallowed. Okay, I won't make a new bed. Let's cook first. Yinling heard her swallow. He put his hand down and walked toward the meat. Is that it? Chimeng was confused. Does he just want to touch my face? She put away her thoughts and hurried to him. Yinling was about to put the chopped meat into a small wooden basin when Chimeng stopped him. I'll do the cooking. You can rest and wait for dinner. I can just wash it, Yinling said, squatting on the ground. He didn't understand why she would wash the salted meat again. It was a waste of salt. He thought about how little food they had and decided to go hunting again. Having a female mate was indeed a lot of trouble. He never used to store food or gold, but now he had to start. When Chimeng came back with the basin, she saw that Yinling had already lit the fire. Thank you, Yinling. I don't know how to start a fire. Yinling's furry ears twitched, and he looked at her. She was the only one who smiled and thanked him. It was as if she really liked him. Chimeng started by frying the fat to render oil. Then she added scallions and the meat. Finally, she added water, seaweed, and carrots. While the pot was boiling, she noticed Yinling's contemplative expression. What are you thinking about? Yinling's eyelashes fluttered. I need to go hunting tomorrow. We don't have enough food. Chimeng had been wondering how to ask him about going into the forest. Are you going to the forest? Can I come with you? She asked, grabbing his wrist and shaking it gently. Yinling frowned and didn't answer. He seemed to be silently refusing. I know it's dangerous, but I'll be good and follow you. I won't run around, Chimeng said. She wanted to upgrade her system quickly to earn points and get more supplies. She pleaded like a kitten, her eyes constantly on him. Yinling had never been touched like this before, but he was stubborn. Just as they were in a deadlock, the soup started boiling. Chimeng was frustrated with his stubbornness and let go of his hand. But she wasn't going to give up. I'll try again tonight. The soup had no seasoning, but Yinling ate it all. It must have been good. After dinner, he went to the river to wash the dishes. Chimeng quickly closed the door and washed herself with the water in the wooden basin. She wanted to swim in the river, but the thought of those disgusting ants stopped her. Yinling wasn't back yet. Chimeng went to the back of the house and planted the onions, ginger, and garlic she had bought. She was so engrossed that she didn't notice him coming back. A soft moonlight shone on Yinling. He looked down at the female digging. We don't need to plant food. His voice made Chimeng jump. She looked up at his light blue eyes. But it's more convenient this way. We won't have to go to the market to buy them. Yinling thought that hunting was enough. Only low-level tribes needed to farm. Your hands are dirty, he said. His eyes lingered on her soft hands. She couldn't tell if he was disgusted or not. Chimeng looked up at his beautiful face. I'll go to the river to wash them now. I'll make sure they're clean before I get on your bed. She ran off. Yinling frowned. She hadn't understood him. He meant that farming was too tiring, and he could provide for her. He realized she was also implying that she was going to sleep with him tonight. Chimeng's face burned when she got to the river. What was I saying just now? She thought. I said I could sleep on the ground because I knew he was tired. Why did I have to bring up his bed? She calmed herself down. He was supposedly infertile, so she didn't have to worry about that. Yinling was sitting by the fire, sewing a beast skin coat. He couldn't transform, so his clothes often got damaged in fights. Chimeng took off her shoes and sat on the bed. I'm going to sleep now, she said, pulling the blanket over herself and peeking at him. He put down his work and stood up. Her heart pounded. Is he coming to bed? But he just went to the rack and took a beast skin bag. He walked to the bed and opened it. Inside were about 40 or 50 gold pieces. I'll save up gold from now on. You don't have to grow food. Chimeng was so touched. I know you're strong and can provide for me, but I like planting things. It's more convenient, and we can have more variety, she said, slowly placing her hand on his. Yinling frowned and quickly pulled his hand away. He stood up and walked out of the house without looking back. Chimeng didn't notice that his face was flushed. Yinling didn't come back to bed. Chimeng eventually fell asleep. She had a nightmare and her foot touched the cold wall. She turned over and hugged a pillow. A white leopard tail, like a silver snake, came out from under the blanket. When she hugged it, the tail became stiff and the fur stood on end. If Chimeng had opened her eyes, she would have seen Yinling's furry ears plastered to the back of his head. What she didn't know was that Yinling's desire was much stronger than that of a regular male. He was a half-man, half-beast. His desires would also appear in his human form. The next morning, Chimeng woke up from her nightmare and saw a pair of cold, bloodthirsty eyes looking at her. He's going to eat me, she thought. She realized her knee was in a very inappropriate place. I can explain. I had a nightmare about a monster. I didn't do it on purpose. Yinling's handsome face got closer and closer. He was really going to eat her. The next moment, his nose rubbed against hers. His warm breath brushed against her lips. Her eyes went blank. She had just lost her first kiss. Why did he kiss me? Is it to mark me with his scent? After a gentle moment, Yinling stood up, his back to her, as if nothing had happened. Stay in the house. I'll be back before dark. Yinling, I want to go too, Qimeng said, scrambling out of bed. She had just realized that she had missed her chance last night. The forest is dangerous. You can't come, Yinling said, closing the door behind him. Qimeng held her hot cheeks. How was she going to live without him? She put on her clothes and washed up. She decided to purify the salt. After 3 hours, she finally finished. She would use the salt to make a few dishes for dinner. Beastmen didn't know how to cook. They either made soup or grilled food. She was going to make seaweed soup with dinosaur meat. With the clean salt, the soup would be more flavorful. It smells so good, Qimeng. What are you cooking? A woman's voice came from behind her. It was Yue Ye. Qimeng was on guard, but she saw no one else behind her. Yue Ye, why are you here? Yue Ye's face was still bruised. There were also purple bruises on her arms and legs, clearly from a man's grip. She handed Qimeng a red fruit. I was wrong. Everyone misunderstood you. I'm here to apologize. Qimeng frowned. Okay, I forgive you. You can go now. Yue Ye was a simple-minded female, and Qimeng didn't want to hold a grudge. Yue Ye's eyes lit up. She didn't expect Qimeng to be so kind. She put the fruit on the ground, her face full of hesitation. Qimeng, seeing her stuttering, knew something was wrong with the fruit. She picked one up and pretended to eat it. She just wanted to see if Yue Ye was stupid or evil. Don't eat it, Yue Ye said. It's not for me. Dahong and the others told me to give it to you. She's the daughter of a witch doctor. This will make your stomach hurt. Qimeng was surprised. Yue Ye is actually thinking now? She thought. Did the fruit really have a problem? She used her appraisal skill on the fruit. Adding to the common plants in the forest, obtained 3-star reward. Insect-repelling sourberry, used for insect bites and parasitic diseases. Qimeng read the description. Eating 5 to 10 of them can kill an adult. She looked at the dozen or so fruits on the ground. Dahong is so evil. Yue Ye didn't say anything, but Qimeng could see her thoughts. Dahong isn't locked up anymore? How did that happen? Wu Ju from the Golden Leopard tribe came to get her. He's her relative. Their family is very powerful. Qimeng understood now. Her family had received the news and had come to rescue her. Thank you for telling me this, Qimeng said. Take this soup with you. Yue Ye was so hungry. She didn't even say thank you. She just reached into the pot and drank the soup. Don't tell anyone you told me this, or you'll get hurt again, Qimeng said. Your mate is so good to you, Yue Ye said, tears streaming down her face. He got into a fight for you. My mate just thinks about that. He didn't even try to stop them when Dahong and the others were beating me up. If Dahong hadn't asked me to give you this, I think I would have died at home. Qimeng didn't know how to comfort her. You have to find a way to live on, she said, and maybe find a male who isn't so obsessed with that. So you chose a disabled beast man because you don't want a mate? Yi asked. I should have chosen one too. Yi then pulled open her clothes. Qimeng was shocked. She had thought that males were just rougher, but she didn't expect to see such horrible bruises. There was not a single patch of good skin on her body. Qimeng felt her heart soften. Here's some gold. Go buy some special grass for your wounds, she said. Yue Ye stared at the gold in her hand, her eyes filled with emotion. No other female had ever been so kind to her. Qimeng, you're so nice. I swear I'll believe everything you say from now on. I don't need you to believe me. I just want to have a clear conscience, Qimeng said. Go home now. If they ask where you got the soup, say you stole it. And the gold too. Do you understand? Yue Ye nodded, looking at Qimeng like a lost puppy. You're so smart. I'll go now. Seeing what Yue Ye had gone through, Qimeng was grateful for Yinling's protection. To thank him, she would make more dishes tonight. In the evening, all the vegetables were ready, but Yinling still hadn't come home. She cooked the rice and waited for him. The aroma of vegetables and meat filled the air, attracting many beastmen. It smells so good! What are they cooking? A male wondered. The disabled beastman must have found special food to please his beautiful female, Wanqing said, sitting outside his hut. Quote, he's a useless creature who can't reproduce, so he has to find food to please her. That's right, Lanchan said. In another hut, a woman, M.I. Dai, looked up and sniffed. Dahong, do you smell that? It smells like golden shells and beast meat. Is that from the disabled beast man? Wan Qing said with a sour voice. The same one who even dared to hit you. I remember he's quite handsome, M.I. Dai said. Too bad he's disabled. The moon was out. Chi Meng looked at the night sky. He said he would be back before dark, but it's already dark. She was worried that something had happened to him. Yinling had excellent night vision. He saw the small female standing at the door, anxiously waiting for him. Yinling, you're back, Chi Meng said, running to him happily. The cloud of worry in her heart disappeared. I was so worried. You said you would be back before dark, she complained softly. Yinling wanted to pat her head, but he was carrying a small dinosaur and 2 chickens. The prey was hard to catch. I wasted a lot of time, he said. He had to maintain his strength to survive. You have to eat the meat of fierce beasts to survive. I wasted too much time trying to catch this little saber-tooth. On the way back, I saw some chickens and couldn't help but catch them. He usually had no interest in small prey, but he had overheard that females like tender meat. You go wash up. I already made dinner. Chi Meng took the 2 chickens and tied their legs with a vine rope, throwing them into a small shed. Yinling found her way of handling them strange. Is she planning to kill them tomorrow when she eats them, he thought? But chickens will poop everywhere, and the meat is hanging inside. I'll take them out now and put them back tomorrow morning. Yinling looked at the fragrant food on the table. Did you make this? Chi Meng nodded and handed him a golden pumpkin pie. Try it. It doesn't have much seasoning, but it should be okay. Yinling didn't take the pie. He looked around the house. His cold eye seemed to be brewing a snowstorm. Did someone else come to our house today? I smell another female. Chi Meng was surprised. You're amazing. You can still smell it after so long. Yu Ye came this afternoon. We just talked for a little bit. Yinling took the pie and frowned slightly. Chi Meng didn't understand that beastmen didn't trespass on another male's territory. It was a provocation, but a female like Yue Yi shouldn't have the guts to provoke him. Yinling was about to ask what Yue Yi wanted, but he took a bite of the pumpkin pie. Its sweet, soft taste conquered his taste buds. He swallowed a large piece, then another and another. Don't just eat the pie. Eat some vegetables too. The fried carrots and meat are good. I'll get you some soup. Chi Meng had caused him so much trouble, so she was relieved that he liked her cooking. The food you make is very delicious, Yinling said after finishing his last bite of soup. He gave it a perfect 5-star review, then went to wash the dishes. Chi Meng watched his back, wondering how he could eat so much. Maybe hunting takes a lot of energy. I'll have to cook more tomorrow. Yinling brought the clean dishes back and opened the salt jar. He saw that the salt was like fine sand. What happened to the salt? I was bored at home, so I washed it. Now it's not bitter anymore, and the food tastes better, Chi Meng explained, not wanting to say too much. You're a very smart female, Yinling said, not asking any more questions. He put this salt jar down and walked out. He needed to get some cheap salt from the shed. He had learned that even if he salted the meat, Chi Meng would wash it off before cooking. Chi Meng sat at the door, watching Yinling's busy back in the moonlight. She couldn't help but think about the kiss this morning. Did he do it because he likes me? Or just to mark me? She wondered. Should I ask him? Suddenly, she heard a splash from the river. She ran over, thinking Yinling had fallen in. In the moonlight, a golden leopard leaped out of the water. He stood in front of Yinling, his head held high. I smell fresh saber-tooth blood. Yinling, you're a good warrior. The leopard walked in a circle around Yinling, then wrapped his tail around Yinling's ankle. The head female of your tribe, Dahong, doesn't like you. Why don't you be my male and come back with me to the Golden Leopard tribe? His voice was alluring, full of satisfaction with Yinling. Yinling stood up, wary of the leopard. It was rare to see a female who could transform. Chi Meng was so angry she felt like she was going to spit blood. She had just gotten Yinling, and now someone was trying to steal him. She ran over to him. The Golden Leopard transformed into a beautiful woman and tried to get closer to Yinling. How can you be so apathetic? Chi Meng thought. To protect Yinling's innocent eyes and pure body, she jumped off the slope and hugged his waist. She was too short to reach his eyes, even when she stood on her tiptoes. No matter who you are, Yinling is my mate. Stay away from him, she said. He doesn't have your scent on him. You haven't mated with him. You chose him for the saber-tooth meat and to become more beautiful, didn't you? The leopard, M.I. said with a narrow smile. M.I. knew the secret of the saber-tooth meat. She believed that Chimeng had chosen Yinling because of it. He can't give you anything except a handsome face, but I can give you everything. Yinling was silent throughout the whole conversation. His silence made M.I. feel relieved. She knew how strong a disabled beastman's desires were. How could he resist her seductive advances? Chimeng was nervous. Is he really going to leave with her just because of a few words? She thought. But she had done the same thing. She quickly pulled his face back toward her. Don't look at her! Yinling picked up the wooden basin and turned his back to M.I. I have my own female. If you trespass on my territory again, I'll attack you, he warned coldly. Chimeng was relieved. They've already kissed and hugged. My man can't be taken by another leopard. Yinling, I'll give you time to think, M.I. said to his back. She was determined to have him. Later that night, Chimeng couldn't sleep. It was late by the time Yinling finished with the meat. When she heard him open the door, she sat up. Yinling, did that female find you again? She asked softly. No, he answered simply. Can we talk for a bit? She wanted to explain that she wasn't with him just for the meat. Yinling sat on the bed and looked at her. I have gold too. I can buy food. I'm not with you for the meat, she said, pulling out her bag. The bag contained many gold pieces and other things he had never seen before. He remained impassive. Chimeng was worried. Does he really not care? Or is he faking it? Do you believe that I genuinely want to live with you? She asked. In the faint light, she saw Yinling's head was bowed. His ears, which were usually perked up, were now flattened against his head. They're so cute, she thought. Is it because you're afraid of other males? Yinling asked quietly. Chimeng was speechless. She had chosen him for the meat and because she was afraid of other males. She had no right to demand that he reject others. She had hugged him and kissed him to leave her scent, and that was it. She shrank to the corner of the bed. I'm sleepy. I'm going to bed. Yinling lay down on the bed. Chimeng, who had been upset, was now nervous. Yinling wrapped his arms around her from behind. His tail, which she had been dreaming of, wrapped around her leg. The reason doesn't matter. You are my female now, his low, hoarse voice whispered in her ear. A wave of numbness washed over her. She could even hear him swallow. Mommy, help me, I can't take this, she thought, completely frozen. She was so tense that she couldn't move a single toe. She didn't know how long she was stiff before she finally fell asleep. As she slept, her body relaxed. Yinling's tail wrapped around her, pulling her into his arms. Her face rested against his chest. Her lips were slightly parted. He resisted the urge to kiss her. I gave you a chance, and you didn't refuse, so you are mine. At dawn, a rooster crowed. The chickens in the shed squawked as if they were yelling across 1,000 years. Chimeng's eyes snapped open. She felt a furry thing on her thigh. Is that his tail? I want to touch it, she thought, but her hand was under his waist. If she moved, he might wake up. Yinling was curious. Why isn't she fighting or struggling? What is she thinking? He wondered. He opened his eyes and gently stroked her head. Tell me what you want to do today. He planned to make tools for her in the morning and hunt for winter food in the afternoon. The food they had wasn't enough. I want to build a fence for the yard. We can use wood or bamboo to build a fence around the house so others can't come in, she said, feeling pampered. And a table and some more wooden basins. That might take a lot of time. I still have to hunt this afternoon. I might need some gold to hire other males to help, Yinling said. Yinling got dressed. It's all here. Will you need a lot? He asked, pointing to her bag. Chimeng didn't think much. She took a handful of gold and gave it to Hai. He took 5 pieces. This is enough. What kind of table do you want? You can draw it on the ground later. Yinling turned to leave. Can I go to the forest with you this afternoon? She asked. I want to go with you. No, Yinling said, refusing her directly. Chimeng was stunned. My charm doesn't work? Or do I have eye boogers? Yinling knew that the forest was filled with poisonous gases and black mud. Chimeng wouldn't survive for more than 3 minutes. It was too dangerous. After washing up, Chimeng opened her system. She had 2 appraisal opportunities. She decided to use them on something valuable so she could get a better reward. While Yinling was looking for helpers, she started making breakfast. When the pumpkin porridge was boiling, Yinling came back with a bunch of vines. A few other beastmen followed him. They were laughing and talking. The atmosphere was good. Yinling, the food you make is so fragrant. It made a lot of cubs cry last night, and now it's making me cry, Yaxia said, peeking into the house. When he saw Qi Meng, he quickly pulled his head back. His female is so beautiful. Yaxia was a simple beast man and had a bit of a friendship with Yinling. My mate doesn't like other males looking at her, Yinling said, giving Yaxia a cold warning. There was a hint of pride in his voice. Yaxia gave Yinling a strange look. He walked into the house, and Qi Meng gave him a sweet smile. She handed him a bowl of meat patties. Let's eat breakfast before we work. He had smelled the aroma from far away. My little female is so good at cooking, he thought, but she eats 3 meals a day, so I'll need to hunt for more food. The leader told me that we're going to the Lake of Travelers to catch flying fish. Do you want to go? Qi Meng's eyes lit up. Yes. Is the lake on the edge of the forest? Yinling nodded. His female was so different from all the others. They all wanted to stay in the tribe, but she always wanted to go on adventures. Yinling, you're the best. I love you, Qi Meng said, hugging his waist. The sudden contact made his spine stiffen. His heart was pounding. But she let go quickly. She squatted down and drew on the ground with a stick. I'm going to draw the fence and the table now. Qi Meng ran out, oblivious to the effect her words and actions had on him. His throat was tense. It was the first time he had felt such a strong desire. Yinling, come out, she yelled. She was running and drawing a circle with the hot stick. She wanted to raise chickens there. The morning sun shone on her face. The helpers couldn't help but stare at her. Little sister, you can't raise chickens. They'll fly away. A female named Manhwa said. It's okay. We can clip their feathers so they can't fly, and sharpen their beaks so they can't bite. Yinling said, looking thoughtful, I want to know what clip and sharpen mean. Qi Meng explained. Yinling understood and went to get the chickens. He untied the vines and threw the chickens out of the shed. They flapped their wings, but they couldn't fly. They tried to get revenge on Yinling by pecking at his legs, but they couldn't hurt him. The helpers were amazed. No one in the tribe had ever thought of such a simple solution. Little sister, you're so smart. What tribe are you from? Qi Meng didn't know how to explain, so she said, the human tribe, or maybe the ape tribe. The other beastmen looked at each other. What's an ape tribe? They wondered. But it didn't matter. There were many different races in the tribe. Next, Qi Meng drew a table with mortise and tenon joints. Yinling looked at this strange drawing. How can it stay up without a vine? Qi Meng grabbed 2 sticks and carved out a groove in each with her stone knife. She put the 2 sticks together and they fit perfectly. The smart male learned the technique. Now, they could make all the furniture they wanted out of wood. The fence was big, so they worked until the afternoon. Yinling's plan to hunt was ruined. Qi Meng saw that there was still a lot of wood left, so she decided to make something else. He created a small makeshift sled. Now, when he went to the market, he could use it to transport heavy food instead of carrying it on his shoulders. After he was done, he went to the river to wash up with 2 other females. While they were talking, she learned that the tribe had to send a lot of food to the Golden Leopard and Black Wolf tribes every year. Although they were all top-tier tribes, the Leopard tribe had fewer people. She also learned that Yinling was a foundling, brought back by the former tribal leader's mother. Sadly, the old leader died a few winters ago, and a new one was sent from the Golden Leopard tribe, Da Hong's father, as they talked. Ya Xia's mate, Xiang Xiang, said, last night, that female named Yue Ye was almost beaten to death by Da Hong. Xing Yu didn't even dare to say a word. Qi Meng's heart sank. Ye wasn't that badly off, was she? Was Da Hong so mad because the berries didn't work? Qi Meng found 2 male beastmen and asked them to take some food to Yue Ye, giving them a gold coin as a reward. They were surprised by her kindness and readily agreed. After they left, Qi Meng went to the river to look for sugarcane. She had noticed that some beastmen ate it, but they would just swallow it whole without chewing. If she could make sugar from it, it would be a great snack or a seasoning. The wild sugarcane grew in the dense bushes by the river. As Qi Meng went in, she came face to face with a green water snake. At first, she didn't recognize it. The snake stuck out its tongue and slithered toward her. She wanted to run, but her legs were stuck in the mud. Help me, Yinling, she screamed. The snake easily climbed onto her foot. Its cold scales made her skin crawl. Little female, don't move, a low voice said behind her. It was Yinling, and he smelled of relief. His chest was pressed against her sweaty back. His scent made the snake retreat. Thank you, Yinling, Qi Meng said. looking up at his calm eyes. Her beautiful eyes were filled with tears, and her face was flushed. Yinling looked down at her face, and his lips moved toward hers. "Little female, you can't seduce me." His furry ears were drooping pitifully, as if he had been greatly wronged. Chimeng felt like she hadn't done anything. "You were the one who started it. How did it become my fault?" "I didn't mean to. I just wanted to cut the sugarcane and didn't see the snake. I was so scared." "You mean that sweet root is sugarcane?" Yinling turned to look at the roots she had collected. "Sweet root tastes good, but it's hard to swallow. I'll find you some other sweet fruits." He didn't think his female should have to eat such poor food. "If you make juice from the sweet roots and cook it, you can make big chunks of sugar. If we find more people to collect it, we can sell the sugar. Then you won't have to hunt every day." Yinling looked at her, thinking about the feasibility of her idea. After a long silence, he said, "It will take a lot of people to find that much sweet root. If we can really make the sugar you're talking about, I can hire some half-beast slaves to do the work. I won't let anyone steal your intelligence." Yinling was serious. He believed her unconditionally. "Yinling, you're so smart and powerful," she said, smiling, thinking about the kiss. She hesitated. "You weren't just leaving your scent, were you? You kissed me." He nodded. Chimeng took advantage of his honesty. "So now that you've kissed me, you're my boyfriend, and you can't look for other females." The thought of Dai trying to steal him made her feel insecure. I'm just your mate, and I won't look for other females," Yinling said, hugging her tightly and walking toward the house. "Is he going to take me to the dark room now? Is he going to?" she thought, her heart pounding. When he gently placed her in the yard, she let out a sigh of relief. He squatted and touched her blushing cheek. "I'll go get the sweet roots. You wait for me here," he said, his cold eyes softening. Chimeng nodded, a little disappointed. She had overthought it. She started to make dinner. She seasoned some seaweed and grilled some dinosaur meat like skewers. When she was on the 30th skewer, she heard something being dropped outside. "Yinling, you're back! Let's eat first!" Chimeng smiled sweetly and waved him over. He had been in the bushes by the river, and his clothes were dirty. His silver hair was full of leaves. He looked a bit comical. "Your arm is scratched by thorns," Chimeng said, noticing the thin cuts. "It's nothing," he said. But every time she smiled at him, his heart skipped a beat. "You can use this too. It works really well." Chimeng took the plant juice she had left over and smeared it on his arm. He didn't feel the sting, but he was amazed by her intelligence. How is this little female so smart? If the others knew, they would treat her like a witch doctor. Will she find other males? But she said she only likes me. A dark look crossed his face. "Why do you like me?" he suddenly asked. Chimeng was surprised. "He just asks like that?" She looked at him and then at his ears, which were perked up. "Because you're handsome. You're the coolest male and the best mate in my heart." Just as she expected, his furry ears straightened up. He looked so cute. It's a shame he's so short. Why am I so short? She thought. Yinling wasn't a picky eater, but in just a few days, his taste had become refined. The food she made was always so delicious. After dinner, they started processing the sugarcane. They worked late into the night. The tribe was quiet, and a sweet smell wafted from their house. Chimeng dipped her finger in the reddish-brown syrup and put it on his lips. Yinling, taste it. He looked at her and licked his lips. The sugar particles melted in his mouth, a sweetness that went straight to his heart. "It's delicious. I'm going to take a bath. Do you want to come?" Yinling asked. He had realized that Chimeng had no sense of danger, so he didn't want her to go to the river alone. He also believed that since she was his mate, it was only natural for him to see her naked, but he had to resist the temptation. He had almost lost control today because of her. "No, I'll just use the basin," Chimeng said, pointing to the wooden basin in the corner. Yinling's face was cold, but his ears drooped. He walked out. Chimeng quickly washed herself, worried that he would come back soon. Just as she finished, she heard people talking outside. She frowned. Who would come at this hour? Are they not afraid of Yinling? She opened the door a crack and was shocked. A group of beastmen stood outside. Yinling walked toward the yard from the river. His hair was still wet. "Yinling! To please your female, you stole black bear honey. Give it to us. If the black bear tribe finds out, we're all dead," Dahong yelled from behind the fence.